All right, we are now recording, so let's go.
Hot take. Hot take. Shadow is an overrated character. There, I said
That's a great opinion.
it.
That has absolutely nothing to do with what we're talking about in this video. Rundown.
I
This
mean,
is a
it's
tier list. It looks
no shit,
gorgeous.
Sherlock.
Exactly. A bunch of Sonic games. We're ranking the Sonic games. Everyone's list
Yep,
is literally different. I don't think anyone will agree on the exact same list. But
probably not.
this isn't even all the
I
games.
I
It's
know
just
for
a
a fact that
random
there's
collection of them, I guess. That makes sense.
yeah. No, I know for a fact that there is one in here that people are going to disagree with me heavily with.
Bro, I'm down for it. So we're gonna be ranking the Sonic games, or at least all these
We'll
ones.
see.
And me and Sea Monkey here have agreed
Yo,
on a way to rank the games, and that there's gonna be three criteria. One criteria is that is gameplay. Second criteria is the story and like how it builds onto the lore of Sonic, I guess. And third one is music, which is still
yep.
subjective,
Because
but whatever.
we all know that no matter how bad the game, we can at least all agree that majority of the time the music is always there to be good.
The music always
You can always
slaps. All right, now without further ado, let's get into the tiers. Now we got Sonic One
mhm.
for Genesis, the place that started it all. Uh, Pretty common opinion for me, at least I think, is that first stage is phenomenal, Green Hill, and then it kind of nosedives with Marble Zone, and
Green Hill is the only level I've ever played of Sonic One, and therefore I gotta let
yeah,
the B tier because it's alright.
yeah. Music's still pretty good.
Yeah,
Stage design, uh, only like the first like zone encourages speed in this game. Of course, there's like some sections in Spring Yard and Starlight Zone, but it's still a good game. It's got good music. Story wise, well, it's just simple. Sonic's fighting Eggman or whatever. Uh,
yeah.
can't really add that much lore. There's the Chaos Emeralds, but there's
This
only six at this point. So
yeah this is back when. Oh, I didn't even know that the Chaos Emeralds were even in Sonic One.
yep, there's only six of them though. So I'd say it's fair for
Mm.
B, at least for my
This
opinion. What
this
what is yours?
yeah, B. It's pretty
Yeah, fair.
like
You know.
majority of the old like '90s side scroller
Yeah.
Sonic games are pretty they're at B for me. I must say it's
Yeah.
well,
I mean, it's not like the best Sonic game, but it's not the worst. So I say B's fair compromise.
yeah. It's like
Uh,
this is back before Sonic went batshit in the best way possible.
right. We only got one in, and we got all this rest of this list.
Dim
All right. So
Dims was the
next
best.
game in the timeline, I think, and that's Sonic CD. Um.
Never played it. I only heard of it through music.
All
This is
right.
the only experience I have with it. And
That's
even
fair.
then, I've not even heard of the actual CD music. I've heard remixes of it. Thank you, Forces.
Nice. So I guess for
So,
music, CD's weird because it has a U.S. soundtrack and a Japanese soundtrack. So it has two
oh,
soundtracks, but
that's
both of
cool.
them are still pretty banging. So
Yeah,
I say so as good music. Gameplay wise,
cool.
it's definitely there's still more speedy bits, but like it kind of explores more exploration with the game or
Oh,
whatever.
it's kind of like a Metroidvania situation.
Kind of where like the goal is like you can get like a good future by either getting all seven time stones or by going into the past, finding a like robot machine thing and destroying it to make a good future or whatever.
There's time. There's time stones.
Yeah, so CD's gimmick is that you can time travel into the past or future. And depending if you
Uh,
stop Eggman's rule in the past or not, if the future is fucked up or not.
uh, You know what? Considering that the farthest back I'm going in my Sonic story is adventure, that's I don't have to worry about that. So
Yeah, there's
yeah.
a lot.
Uh, from the sounds of it, that's about like high C, low B for me.
Yeah.
Like I said, your summaries is
Story-wise,
really all.
it introduces concept of Little Planet, basically just introduces concepts of separate planets in Sonic. Different powerful gemstones, which I think is neat, as in with the time
Mm,
stones.
yeah,
Introduces time travel, or I guess separate timelines. Introduces Metal Sonic, which is a cool character. So,
at least he should have been. But
well,
that's
classic
meh.
wise, he's cool.
Yeah,
So
yeah. With a
lore
lot of these old,
wise, it does a lot for Sonic actually. Like when it comes to story, so I'm thinking
yeah,
B2 for CD.
yeah. Like I said, considering that a lot of these older '90s like side scroller Sonic games I haven't actually played, I'm gonna have to base it off
Nice.
your brief descriptions.
You know what? That's fair.
Yeah, once we get into adventure and on, then it'll be a little
Oh yeah,
bit
no, yeah.
better.
When we get to this half, oh, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
All right, Sonic 2.
yeah.
Music's pretty good. Stage design, and gameplay just better than Sonic 1 and CD in my opinion. It's got the stage
Also,
level
also,
layouts are way better, way more fun.
and and it also introduced Tails
It
and
did
their direct
introduce
stance.
Tails, and also the level design encourages to go fast, which is always
Yeah,
helpful in a
yeah.
Sonic game.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, gameplay wise, all the stages are pretty good. Music wise, you got some bangers like Mystic Cave, Oil Ocean, Emerald Hill, Hilltop Zone. Some pretty good music there. Lore
I've heard of that zone.
wise, yeah,
It
lore.
introduced
They
Tails.
introduced
It's
Tails.
really
Introduced another Metal Sonic, I guess, with Mecha Sonic as the silver
I,
robot.
random, kind of out of the blue question. Did Tails ever appear in Sonic Underground?
Not that I remember.
Yeah, like
Now, if
I'm
this was
trying to think
underground,
back.
it's
And yeah, yeah, no, like Underground was the shit. I
introduced the
wasn't even
seventh
alive for
Chaos
most of the
Emerald, and
'90s.
yeah,
Yeah, I wasn't even alive for most of the '90s, and Underground was the fucking bomb.
right,
Anyways,
yeah. All right, so
sorry, that was a bit of a side tangent.
story wise, introduces the seventh Chaos Emerald and Super Sonic, which is still like a big focal point in Sonic stories, even like to this day.
And it gave us the fucking Titan fights.
Gave that is true.
Insert smash
So
cut to the Titan
I
fights.
say Sonic 2 gets
In,
A above 1 in CD.
in, insert a cut to the montage of the Titan fights here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Editor, me, work on that. Alright, do we
With
rank Sonic 3 and Sonic Knuckles as separate games since they did release as separate games, but you can play both of them as one big
is
experience?
aren't they the same story?
No, so Sonic 3 story is
Am
like the
I
first half, and Sonic and Knuckles is like the second half.
okay? So Sonic and Knuckles is basically Sonic 3 Chapter 2.
Pretty much, yes.
Okay, I mean,
I
it could probably
I
it could
say
probably
it's
be like a
fair.
separate but equal.
Yeah,
Probably be
probably.
like a separate but equal type thing.
Yeah, where like if one's good, the other one's also good. So
Yeah,
Sonic 3 and Knuckles, level wise, well there's a lot of levels in both of these games. A lot of them are fun. You got Carnival Night Zone, Angel Island Zone, Ice Cap Zone, uh, a lot of great stages. Mushroom Hill to run around and play through. Got the stages are very varied in
I was about
appearance.
to I was about to start rapping, and then I remembered, no, that's Pumpkin Hill.
Yeah, no,
As
that
it
is way later in
as
the
it comes
timeline.
later. Yeah.
So yeah, level design I say is better than one in CD, but better than two is a bit debatable for me, honestly.
Yeah.
But
I'd
but
put him
but but,
about
but like the fact that there's just a sheer quantity
from
more of two is
from
kind of what
from what
edges it out.
from what I've seen, I feel like it's about equal to two. Also, it gave us Knuckles,
It did
so
give us Knuckles,
that's
yeah.
always a.
Music,
And it's
like
like
come on.
that
All right,
provided a gateway. Yeah.
music for three and Knuckles. Michael Jackson worked on it. Like you know that's S tier music.
Wait, did he really?
Yeah, no, he worked on it,
Holy,
but like due to like
holy shit! I got.
allegations during that time, they had to cut him out of like the credits or whatever, and that's why in Sonic
Holy
Origins,
shit! I
it like
gotta.
with the Sonic 3 and Knuckles re-release with Origins, they had to use
I,
different music because of copyright.
I, I gotta take a listen to that now. Holy shit!
Yeah, no, it's actually insane. So yeah,
MJ himself.
yeah,
Wow.
no, the music is
Way to go,
bomb.
way to go, Japan. Yeah, way to go, Japan.
They were crazy. So, all right, lore
Yeah.
wise and
Well,
story introduces Knuckles, a fan favorite character. He's one of my favorites, even to this day.
provided a gateway for. I'm not. I am not a member of any sort of shipping community. I generally don't do shipping, but
Mm-hmm.
if I did, you know where I'm going with this, considering that we're talking about Knuckles.
Knuckles,
Yeah.
bro. I ship Knuckles with Eggman. What? All
I
right.
I was gonna say
Anyways,
Rouge. But okay.
so introduces the Master Emerald, which is it's still a pretty big focal point in
Pretty
most of the
big
lore.
part of
Lore and
yeah.
story wise. Technically introduces the concept of super emeralds, but Sega nowadays doesn't want to even acknowledge them, so it's a little upsetting.
I don't even acknowledge them because if I'm being honest, it's kind of eh.
Yeah.
It's a little broken.
I mean, if you want to,
Needed a bit of retconning.
introduces forms higher than super or whatever, but if you're not, then still introduces
Uh,
uh the Master Emerald. Introduces Mechasonic Mark II that can absorb super energy or whatever. So like saying that like even robots can harness chaos energy, which I say is pretty cool, like lore wise. I'ma say they go into S, honestly. Sonic 3 and
yeah,
Knuckles go into S tier for me at least.
yeah. I can't really object due to lack of experience. I wasn't alive most of the '90s, so I didn't really play these particular Sonic games.
Not fair enough. So alright. So next is Sega Saturn game, Sonic R. It's like a on foot racer game. Controls are kind of
Okay,
janky, but for me, this is a guilty pleasure of mine. I love this game.
okay. Now this one I have heard the music for,
The
and I actually
music,
do plan on using the
the
And
music's
I
really good.
actually do plan on using yeah, the tropical resort music. I actually plan on using in my Sonic story.
Nice music,
I think
pretty
I
good
told you about that.
actually.
It's like a beach episode, and so
Nice.
yeah, it was
Can you
really
feel
good.
the sunshine?
Yes.
Story wise, the game doesn't really even have a story. I don't think it even adds anything to the lore other than Tails doll and Metal
Nah,
Knuckles. That's about
I
it.
think yeah, I think they're it's just Sonic and friends decide to race each other because they're all fast. Because why not?
And Eggman's there.
Yeah.
I guess introduces that Amy as a car. I guess
Amy has a car.
apparently. So gameplay wise, a lot of people say it's bad, but like I think it's fun just because it's a guilty pleasure of mine. Music's great, story's kind of not so.
Yeah.
I'm thinking either low B or
Better than
C.
this one. I Just from the music alone, which is my only experience with this game, I'd probably have to put it at a B.
You know what? All right, that's fair. Yay! I have an excuse to put it higher. Thank you, Sea Monkey. You're a homie. All right.
Hey,
Uh,
welcome, pros before host. What?
exactly. All right, Sonic Jam. For those who don't know, this is like just all the classic games like into one package.
You rolled into
Plus,
one.
plus you get like
I've heard of it.
plus you get like a little 3D roam around, which is a Sonic Adventure beta. For a little fun fact, because since Sonic Adventure was supposed to be on the Sega Saturn at some point, but got moved to Dreamcast,
Huh.
which is neat.
Huh.
So I guess if we're saying that
Yeah.
all these games are like in these tiers, I guess Sonic Jam automatically goes into S since it has these games. Either way, I'm guessing. So
Probably.
that's fair. And it just has
Yeah.
more since it has like the 3D little hub world area you can run around in.
Yeah.
Alright, next game Sonic Mania. We're almost done with the classic guy until we get to this one. Sonic
At least with
Mania.
Sonic Generations, I have played that one.
Right. So Sonic Mania, music, it's since most of the stages are just brought back from the classic games and just remixed music. Music's
I
still pretty
have actually
good.
played. I have actually played like a little bit of Mania at a friend's house, but it was just more like
Mm-hmm.
a have fun situation. We weren't really paying attention to what was happening.
Yeah. So music wise, I
So
think
I
it's pretty
can't say
good.
that it was pretty fun.
Yeah. Uh
Mhm.
gameplay wise, even if it does bring back a lot of stages like Green Hill and Chemical Plant and Lava Reef from Three Knuckles. They still add like new mechanics within those stages to spice things up a bit. It makes it fun.
Yeah.
Um, so I think
Mm.
I think gameplay wise, I say it goes above B rank, goes into A at least. Um,
I'd probably put it in like a yeah. That looks about right.
lore wise, introduces the Phantom Ruby, which we'll get to that. We'll get
Oh
to that
shit! It
later.
was this early.
Yeah. Well,
Oh yeah, I forgot you
technically,
told me about that.
early, but it introduces the Phantom Ruby, which again we'll talk about later.
Oh, oh, wait a minute. I forgot. Mania came out like
Yeah,
after
Mania came
or
out like
around the time of Horses.
after. Yeah, it came out after Lost World.
Yeah, I got confused because we have it in timeline order, and for
Yeah,
some reason I
yeah,
was
yeah,
thinking
yeah. No,
release
we
order.
have the games in
I got confused.
timeline order, not release order.
Yeah, no, and it confused me.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, I say okay, but is it above Sonic 2 though?
I can't really give an opinion on that one.
You know what? All right, then we'll just say this is equal A for right now. All right, now we got Sonic
Uh,
4. There isn't. I
just from the,
From what I can
I
tell,
heard
this
that
is
this one
only
wasn't.
episode 1, but there's no episode 2 in here, so I'm guessing we're lumping Sonic the Hedgehog 4 episode 1 and 2 together. Which I
From
guess
what
is
I've
fair in the
heard
case.
and from the looks of it, it looks like it appears that it would be like low C, high D.
It's. Yeah. I mean.
That's just from what I've heard, and also like it doesn't even look that
It's
interesting.
kind of
And
like the
just look at
classic
that cover.
games, but like if you have homing attack, kind of. And the physics are a little different. So,
That
music wise, I mean, it's not bad,
yeah, that does not sound.
but music, I say it's below Sonic R's music. Like, I
I
think it's good, but like, I just don't think it's that memorable, in my opinion.
I'd have to put that at C based on what you just told me there.
Um,
That doesn't sound very entertaining.
gameplay wise, I mean, there's some fun mechanics. Like, I remember there being like a torch or like a cave level where like you have to run around with a torch or whatever and it illuminates your area. Otherwise, you're in pitch blackness or whatever. But that kind of slows you
I'm not gonna
down,
lie.
and going slow in a Sonic game is not fun.
No, it's not. I'm not gonna lie. Sonic 4, I didn't actually play. In fact, for the longest time, I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah.
So, like,
Um.
of the quote unquote 3D Sonic games, that's the one that I wasn't
Yeah.
really familiar with.
Lore wise, I guess Metal Sonic gets like some weird gem from like a cave and powers himself up with it. That's about as much as you get.
Eh.
which is not even like a Chaos Emerald. It's just a random like orb thing, from what I remember.
Hmm.
So yeah, I say C. Yeah, I'm feeling generous. C.
Yeah.
All right, now we get into
Yeah.
3D Sonic,
All right,
Sonic
here we
Adventure
go.
1.
Now we're getting into my area.
Now this
Uh,
this is gonna be fun.
I mean, come on, it's part of the holy trinity of Sonic games.
Yeah. All right.
Actually, would it be holy quadrilogy? Because Unleashed.
Yeah, I would put Unleashed in there with the quadrilogy. All right, now music.
Yeah,
You're not gonna look me
dude,
dead in the eye and
you
say that
can't.
"Open Your Heart" is not better than any of the classics music, bro.
Dude, wasn't this the first? Also, wasn't this like the first time that Crush 40 was introduced into Sonic?
I believe
Like,
so.
wasn't this the first instance? Yeah, this fucking gave us Crush 40. This put them on the map. How is it not S tier?
Music, you got really good music. You obviously got "Open Your Heart." You got
Can't hold down
much
much
longer.
longer.
You got the stage music with like Emerald Coast and Twinkle Park,
Awesome.
which are pretty good. Gameplay
Wasn't it?
wise, well, there's a lot
Oh
of
no,
gameplay.
I'm thinking.
Oh
I was
no.
about to say something, and then I realized that I'm thinking of Adventure 2.
Yeah. Hold on your Adventure 2 shtick. But
Yeah. So
gameplay
I
wise,
will say
obviously
this.
you got Sonic, but well, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I from what I've seen the gameplay, I can't really speak much for the gameplay because I didn't actually play Adventure, but I have watched people play it and it looks fun.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really say how the controls like work in my own hands, so
Yeah. I
but
think
yeah, it's really good.
yeah, I think
I do
controls are
plan on
great.
picking it up on Steam.
I do have it on Steam.
Yeah,
It's really
I do
fun.
plan. Yeah, I do plan on picking it up on Steam and playing it at some point. I'm currently in the middle of playing Adventure 2 on Steam.
Yeah. So gameplay wise, you have Sonic obviously, but you can also play as Tails, which is like a deviation of Sonic. Then you have Knuckles, which is like treasure hunt levels. You have Amy, which is like more slower, I guess puzzle based
Was it
platforming, from what I
was
remember.
Pumpkin Hill in
Pumpkin Hill's
Adventure
Adventure 2.
1 or 2?
Pumpkin Hill's in this
Okay.
game.
I haven't gotten Yeah, I haven't gotten that far into Adventure 2 yet.
Don't worry. You got
Yeah.
Big, which is fishing, which I actually think is fun. People are just babies.
Oh yeah, was this yeah, this was the game that introduced Big,
This
wasn't it?
is the game that introduced Big. And then you have a E102
Big's
Gamma, which
just
is like a run
Big
and gun level. So I say
Big is just a
gameplay is very
mode.
varied, but fun. All of them kind of
Yeah.
incorporate speed in
And
some
of
way,
course
except for Big. But then we get into the lore and the story that this
the
game
music
introduced.
is yeah, plus the music and it's like just chef's kiss.
Yeah. So lore wise, we
Nice.
get introduced
It's
to
instant nice
like
game.
ancient echidna tribes, chaos, a god of destruction. Um,
Tikal was a
yeah,
thing.
Tikal, the Chow.
Didn't Sonic flirt with Tikal?
Bro, are you flirting with my sister?
Yes, I am.
Do you want to die?
Yes, I do.
Wait, what?
I don't think he
Oh
ever
yeah,
did.
the Chow.
The
You gotta
Chow.
love the
Who
Chow.
doesn't love Chow? And accidentally spin dash into
I've
them
I've
because
met
it's
I've actually met people who hate the Chow, and I'm just like, what's wrong with you?
the
Who hurt
Chow
you?
is they don't hurt anyone. You if you don't like the Chow, you don't even have
Nah,
to go
I
into
like them.
them. Yeah, you don't even have to do any Chow
I,
stuff
I
for it.
I like I like the Chow, and like especially now that Frontiers is out and you know their ancestors,
Oh
I
yeah,
like them even more now.
oh yeah. I think they're cool. So like lore
Also,
wise, this game's pretty good.
also, also, cream and cheese is adorable.
Cream and cheese is adorable. Although technically she wasn't introduced in Adventure, she was introduced in Advance 2.
Oh,
Yeah, but
huh.
like they put in like the GameCube version, they made like Cream like fly around the hub worlds as like a little Easter egg,
Meh.
which is neat. So we got
Yeah.
Sonic Advance 1, 2, and 3, all Game Boy Advance games. They play similar to the classic
I not
games,
actually.
but
Yeah.
all the characters
I've
have
not
like
actually
special
played the
abilities.
advanced games.
Not played the Advance
Yeah,
games.
I'm not actually very. Yeah, I'm not very familiar with the Advance games.
I haven't played much
I've
of the
heard of
Advance
them, but I
games,
never really
although
played
I
them.
have played Advance 2 a lot. The other two games are foreign to me. From what I can remember, I say Advance 2 and 3 go into B, and Advance 2 goes in A because of personal bias.
You know what? That's fair.
You know what? All right, yeah.
Like I said, I can't really offer much of an opinion on that one.
Music wise, I think it's good. Lore wise, I mean, uh,
It looks very Sonic. It looks very Sonic X-ish.
kinda, yeah. I mean, well, we do get Cream and Vanilla as like characters, and Cream does become important in a certain game later on. So, but yeah, I say these games are harmless. They're pretty good. So now we get into Sonic Adventure 2, which at the beginning of the video, you made your vocals opinion about a certain character that was introduced in this game.
Like, it's like I like Shadow. I think he's a good character. I just think he gets hyped up way too much.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't help since this was supposed to be his
That
only
said,
game he was supposed to be in, but then fans loved him.
And then, yeah, it's like, but yeah, when it comes to Sonic characters, there's a certain other Hedgehog that I prefer.
I wonder if he's in a certain game. But
Yeah,
anyways,
we'll have to see.
So, Adventure 2, music-wise, goated, live and learn. Need I say more?
Yeah, like, come on now.
You got music like Green Jungle's music. You got Cityscape music.
And, of course, yeah, I was going to say, we can't forget the meme Escape from the City.
Exactly. So, yeah, music.
That's probably,
pretty good.
To this day, that's probably one of my favorite Sonic segments.
It is really
Is that
good.
whole city escape. Also, just like the batshit insanity of the fucking truck with all those saws on it.
All right,
they're just running from that
I'm
shit.
slowing you down there, partner.
No.
The saws, the truck with the saws is in this game, not this game.
Oh, is that not in...
Nope, they added it in Generations. It was not in Adventure 2.
Oh.
I'm gonna slow you down a bit
I
right
didn't
there.
remember that.
Yup.
I didn't remember that. I got that confused. I think that's because I played Generations, and
the
like that's the
Mandela effect.
level that I play the most. Yeah, like holy shit.
Alright.
I didn't even realize that.
So, gameplay wise, it follows a lot like Sonic Adventure, but like this with like a you got speed sections with Sonic and Shadow, you got treasure hunting with Knuckles and Rouge, and you got mech running gun stages with Tails and Eggman.
I think the reason why I didn't remember that the truck wasn't in Adventure 2 was because, like I said, I'm currently playing Adventure 2 right now for the first time, but, like, all of my sessions are really fucking spaced out because of, like, real life shit.
No, yeah, that's fair.
So I didn't fucking remember.
You know what? Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But from what I'm playing so far, it's a really good game.
Gameplay wise, it's just more polished Sonic Adventure.
And I can't believe I fucking forgot. This is another S tier factor about it. It gave Sonic the soap shoes.
It did give Sonic
my favorite Sonic shoes ever.
It did give him
drip. Yeah, those are probably my favorite Sonic shoes ever.
It made him look good.
I'm so sad that I didn't get to pre-order Frontiers because then I would have gotten the soap shoes.
Nice, yeah. They do look good.
Dude, I fucking spoiled myself on Frontiers and it made me so sad. I think I told you about that.
If only it was in this tier list.
Like,
but we will get to it when the timeline placement gets to it.
Yeah.
Alright. So, lore-wise, game introduces a lot. Introduces stuff like the Space Colony arc, Shadow as the ultimate life form, obviously. Which you know, who doesn't like Shadow? The quote-unquote ultimate life form. You get the Biohazard.
Yeah, when the real...
Introduces Rouge, introduces Gun in the series.
And the ultimate life form, meanwhile, the real ultimate life form is currently standing right behind him, just going like, that's cute.
It's literally in the cover of all these games.
Yeah.
So yeah, I say this is S tier. Sonic Battle for the Game Boy Advance is the next game.
Wasn't this like the? I think this was like that weird Sonic fighting game, wasn't it?
Yep, it is.
Okay.
You fight
I
in like a 3D space.
It looked bizarre to me. I haven't
Yeah.
played it, but it looked very odd.
I played like some of it, but not very much.
Yeah, it's
Music,
like shits and giggles.
I
Yeah.
don't really remember the music being that good. But then again, I don't really remember much of this game. But I can't think of like any
Yeah.
standout music. Gameplay wise, you just fight. Basically, you can execute some special moves. That's about it. Which makes sense. It is battle, a fighting game technically. Lore wise, it introduces Gemerl, I guess. That's about it. So honestly, I'm thinking B. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like I was saying, it's got a cool cover.
It does got a cool cover. There's Gemerl, I guess. Or no, is it Emerald and Gemeral's in 3? I forget.
I don't even
Point
know
is,
what
it
that is.
introduces a robot. That's about it that this game does. But I'll say bottom B for battle.
Yeah.
Now we go into Sonic Heroes.
Okay. This one's.
This game, I have some mixed feelings about.
I like it.
Now, apparently the best version of this game is the one on the GameCube. I played on what is apparently the worst version of this game and grew up with on the PS2. So
That's funny.
I might have some disdain for this game, but just a little bit.
Okay. Okay, so I really like the story. I don't really remember much of the music.
Music, I say is like B tier music. Honestly, it's not bad, but it's not good.
Isn't this the one that introduced Team Chaotix?
In the modern timeline or dimension, yes.
Okay, yeah. And also, this gave me this has one of my personal favorite boss designs,
Which boss would that
which
be?
is it was the metal. It was the version of metal where he turned into a giant fucking kaiju.
Oh, Metal Overlord.
Yes, there we go.
That one is good. So lore-wise, I mean, it's not bad. It does introduce Team Chaotix into the story or whatever. You
Yeah.
do have Shadow with the quote-unquote is he or is he not an android thing, which I say more gets built up onto this game than this game. But
Oh shit! I didn't even realize that. I thought. For some reason, I thought that Shadow the Hedgehog was after Sonic Adventure 2, but I guess not.
no, it's
God, I
after
have my
Heroes.
timeline real fucked up.
I think we need to have a serious talk about the timeline right now, or after this video.
Yeah, we do. Oh my god.
Apparently.
Yeah. Oh my.
So, gameplay wise, I mean, I'm gonna be real. At least for me, I think gameplay is C.
I only
Honestly,
watch gameplay. From what I can tell, from what I can see, the gameplay I've watched seems like it's kind of B at least.
yeah. I mean, it's cool that you get to play as 3 characters at once with their own special
Mm.
abilities, and you can switch on the
Well,
fly.
also you have to consider your bias in this situation.
I am a
because, like
bit
you said,
biased
you
on
played
this.
on the
I played the worst version apparently.
because you
and then
played on the
PS2.
quote unquote worst version.
Which, man, I kind of do want to play the better versions of this game because I heard if you have fun with this game's goated. But at least for me, I'm gonna say C. Now,
Yeah,
Shadow
I'd
the
probably play it
Hedgehog.
Okay.
All right,
Okay, so this is where I'm gonna start sounding a bit controversial. I
no
actually
respect.
like Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, the game? You know
Yeah.
what? I mean, it does. It's like Heroes gameplay, but gets rid of the
So
team mechanic, and you get guns and vehicles.
yeah, no, I just kind of find it hilarious that you're basically Sonic with a gun.
You are basically
It's like
Sonic with the gun.
it reminds me of a TF2 joke that I was a part of because I was with some friends and one of them was learning about TF2 for the first time,
Uh-huh.
and we got to the Scout, and one of my friends described the Scout as he's basically Sonic with a gun, and I just went, so Shadow.
You know what? Yeah, respect.
Yeah, but no, I actually there's something about Shadow the Hedgehog that I just like. I don't know what it is the
I
weird
can
thing.
see that. I mean, it does build on
I'm
the speed type I guess
so
the speed type character in Sonic Heroes, which is just was the
I
best gameplay style of
yeah,
Sonic Heroes.
I I have to admit I'm one of those guys who, for some bizarre reason, if there's a game out there that gets massive amounts of hate, chances are I'm probably going to like it,
So this
and
is
I
your guilty
don't know
pleasure.
what it is. This is my number two guilty pleasure.
What? All right, yeah, fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah.
Music wise, I don't remember a lot of the music, but
Are you kidding me? I am all of me.
there
Really?
is. Oh, all right,
That was one of my favorite like songs out of
all
this
right.
game.
Remember, this is all right. Remember, are you sure you're not thinking about All of Me from '06, since that's a different version?
No, I'm specifically referring to the Shadow the Hedgehog version.
Okay, gotcha. You know what? Yeah, it
Because
does
that
have
was
that. That is good.
well, also I know that I'm referring to the Shadow the Hedgehog version because I have that album downloaded on my iTunes.
No, wait, no, wait a minute. No, wait. The remix song in '06 is All Hail Shadow. I'm stupid. Never mind.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
this game has All Hail Shadow, but the Shadow the Hedgehog version.
yeah. I prefer I'm All of Me, but
The
that's
music
me.
is pretty
And like
good.
that song is absolutely S tier for me. And I again, not
Lore
sure why.
wise, it
It
introduces Black Doom and the Black Arms aliens as like a thing, which I think is neat.
I I find it a cool concept. I just wish they kind of did more with it in later games.
Yeah, it just kind of, it's like it's a thing only in this
Also,
game, really.
also, like there was a whole thing with Eggman trying to take over the world in the background, and like I I get that that wasn't really the main focus of the main game, but I feel like they
Hmm.
probably could have made it DLC, and it
Yeah,
would have been a cool thing to experience.
maybe. Or I mean, you can choose your own path, but most of the story is kind of
Oh, can you? I
nonsensical with
don't.
that. Yeah, no. So the whole
Oh
gimmick is
yeah,
you can either be a
yeah,
good
yeah. I
guy,
remember
neutral
that.
guy, or a bad guy. But like, given
Yeah,
how
I remember
it
that.
doesn't, the game doesn't like accurately think of what your choices are. Sometimes you get weird combinations
Well, and there's also the
for
fact
story
that, like,
wise.
considering the rest of, there's also the fact that considering the fact that the rest of the games are a thing, it just means that the good ending is the canonical one, and the
Yeah,
rest are
I
just
feel like
meant.
it just would have been better if it was all just one streamlined
Yeah,
story. But
I
so
would,
where are we putting this
like I
game?
said, I personally, me, as I said, I really like this game. I would put it high A. There are issues
High
like we
A.
just talked about, but I would put it high A. Yeah,
Uh,
personally, I'd put it at the top of A.
I was thinking high C, but I'm thinking we can compromise and say mid B.
Yeah, that sounds like a
All right.
good choice.
Next game, Sonic Riders, racing game with
Uh, this
hoverboards.
yeah, this was cool.
Yeah. Music wise,
I
it's
don't actually
decent.
remember the music from Riders.
I remember some of the music from Riders. It's decent. You got.
Wasn't this also the one that Wasn't this the one that introduced Babylon and the
Yep,
birds?
this one introduced the Babylon Rogues and the whole lore of like those that ancient tribe or whatever.
Yeah. Did they ever come into effect in later games? I don't remember.
Uh,
Or was it
technically
kind of
this one,
more?
but they kind of
Was
stuck
it
with just the
more?
zero grat. They just kind of stuck in the writers' games, really.
Yeah, so the Babylons are more of a
Writers thing,
Riker
yeah.
specific. Yeah.
You know, I think
Oh,
the story, I think
actually,
it's
and
fine.
also
Oh yeah, what's up?
this was the one that gave us Jason Griffith as Sonic, right?
I
Or wasn't it?
I might be wrong about that. No, because it wasn't Sonic Heroes, because it definitely wasn't. No, it might have
Just
been
like I've told you about
Writers.
how
I might be wrong about this stuff, man. I
because like
forget.
Jason Griffith. Yeah, because Jason Griffith is my absolute number one favorite Sonic voice.
Yeah, man, it's crazy when I like
I
think of
really
like a
wish they would
Sonic
get
game, but
him.
I can't remember which voice actor did Sonic in that game, and I try to think of like a line. I hear him in all three voices because it all just sounds right to
Yeah,
me. I get confused.
Well, also, yeah, no, because like Jason Griffith and whoever they have right now are the two that I hear like the most. That's
Right.
correct. And it's just like the one I hear the most is Jason Griffith, and like even when I'm trying to remember a line that got said, all I can hear is fucking Jason Griffith's voice.
I know it.
The the only other voice that I can hear for Sonic aside from those two is the dude from the fucking 90s cartoons.
Oh yeah, him.
That's no good.
That's no good.
Too cool for school.
So
but
gameplay, I mean,
not really
it
that reason.
it is a racing game. So
Yeah, I like a good racing game.
I'm thinking mid B. I'll put it above
I
Shadow
never
though,
actually,
but I'll put it below R.
I never actually played Riders. I never actually played Riders. I haven't actually seen anything about it either, but I've heard it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. All right, now we're going to Sonic Rush, which is the only Rush game in here for some reason.
Okay.
But whatever.
Okay. So, let me say something. I would put this at S for one very specific reason,
All right, and that would be.
and I think I told you about this too. This was my very first Sonic game.
What? All right, no need to
Rush
speak
was
anymore.
the one that introduced me to. Yeah, Rush was the one that introduced me to the series, and good God, I regret getting rid of my DS now because I really want to fucking play it again.
Bro, I still have this
The
game,
music
bro.
was awesome. The gameplay, yeah. And what makes me even sadder is I never even finished it. I never even got past. I never even got past World 2 with Sonic.
Oh,
I
then I
couldn't even
might
get
be
past
going
the
to
first
some
Blaze mission.
spoilers.
Yeah,
With
but
going
well,
on
no, I
story.
already know what happens. No, I already know what happens in the story.
All right,
But
gotcha.
like, dude, I fucking. This is the game that sent me down this road, and I will forever love it for it.
Nice. So gameplay, it's basically like the Advance. It's a 2D, but like you have the boost button.
Yeah,
So I mean, I say with just that alone,
I
it's
kind of like how the boost. I kind of like how the boost works in it.
the special stages are really fun. Like Sonic special stages
I
for the
never.
Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah, I watched some of the special stages. They look fun, but personally, I think the main gameplay is where it's
Playing
at.
them with the stylus is really good.
Yeah. So I'd probably say a good compromise for this is probably top of 8.
So story wise, it introduces
It gives
Blaze.
Blaze. Oh,
Introduces
okay,
the concept of alternate dimensions or parallel dimensions within the Sonicverse.
It gave us Nega Eggman, which I don't think they ever did anything with, and
It gave
also
us the
gave us
name that I
the.
won't try to say because I might get canceled.
So, anyways,
So
so they
game
gave us
gave
the
what?
Soul Emeralds, which I don't think they did anything with. And also, I'm going to admit something that's a little. Okay, so something to keep in mind about what I'm going to say. I was like 6 or so at the time. I don't remember. I was really little.
Yeah.
So, because of that, I was stupid, and I had a little bit of a crush on Blaze.
You know
I'm
what?
not gonna lie.
I can respect that.
I was 6 at the time. Obviously, that's not like a thing anymore, but like.
I mean,
But yeah, I would put
Blaze is a
A.
princess. No, yeah, I will say top of A. I think it's a fair
as like the
yeah.
compromise spot. Personally, I would put this up at S above Jam, but I think
Above Jam. All right, that's fair.
yeah,
So
that's
yeah.
like my personal ranking of it.
So next we have Sonic 06.
Okay,
A guilty pleasure of mine.
Okay.
Actually.
I put this at so I would put this at S tier.
You know
And
what?
here's something
We're putting
funny.
Sonic Adventure 3
here's-
in S tier.
Okay. Here's something funny. I love this game, both ironically and unironically at the same time.
Yeah. No,
Like
this
there are things about this game that I genuinely love.
right. This
So,
game is
I
like
think this is the first.
this game is like it's so bad it loops back around to being good.
The gameplay is atrocious, but I fucking
But that's
love
the
the
fun of
story. Save for, yeah, I fucking love the story, save for like 1 or 2 instances. You know exactly which one
Oh.
specifically I'm talking about.
It involves a woman.
Sonic got fucking violated, but no, like, I genuinely love the story for. There's something about Sonic fighting fucking demons and a god that's awesome to me because I'm a sucker for like high fantasy type shit.
Oh yeah.
That's the closest thing we get in Sonic that I'm aware of. And I think this is actually like the first time Sonic dealt with magic. I think. I don't know.
Technically,
At least, okay, the first time he's dealt with magic on that scale.
yeah. So,
Also,
mhm.
another reason why I put this at S, it gave me my boy Silver. I
Silver
fucking
deserves S
love
rank just by
Silver.
himself. Silver is a great character. So
Yes,
yeah.
and I'm
Uh,
so sad that they ruined his character in the future games.
I
Because,
mean,
like, he has. Because in the future games, he basically has no reason for being there. Like, Forces is the only thing that comes close to a reason for being there. Like, '06 was the one that actually gave him a fucking purpose. Because, like, he's trying to keep the future
yeah.
from getting fucked up. And
But
there's
like,
also the
I
music.
can understand it though, since the reason why Silver
Yeah.
even was from the future in the first place was because of Iblis, but they kind of got rid of him, like his
Yeah, because
literal
the game
existence.
retconned itself.
Well,
Yeah, because it
maybe
retconned itself.
I've seen some evidence that Sonic is aware of the timeline reset.
I've seen that too, and I've also talked to you about the biggest like plot point in that Sonic story that I'm talking about how like there was a split when they blew out the candle and it created an alternate timeline where they didn't. Like the
Which
day was saved,
maybe,
but they
yeah.
didn't blow out the candle. But yeah, also the music is phenomenal.
Music's good.
His
You got,
world
yeah, his
his
world.
world is awesome. All Hail Shadow
'06
is
version is great.
really good.
Dreams of an
And
Absolution.
oh, Dreams of an Absolution is to this day my number one Sonic song.
It is pretty good.
Like, yes, it is like above the Titan themes. And that's saying something because those are like a really close seconds.
Wow.
I fucking
Spicy
love
take with
Sonic
that one,
06.
music wise.
Yeah.
You
I
got Crisis City music. You got Wave Ocean music. Uh,
yeah.
which I think are all
I
pretty good songs. But I think we have to be fair
yeah.
that with gameplay. I think we're gonna say
Yeah,
bottom
with
A
the
to be
gameplay
fair.
I'd have to put it at
As
personally
much
I would put
fun
it
as
at
it
like
is to break this glitchy mess of a game, it's not what
put
the devs intended as the
put
gameplay. So
okay. So personally, I would probably put it at the bottom of S. But that's just
bottom
me.
of this, all right then. Well,
Yeah,
I can see
because
that.
like I the because the gameplay is atrocious, but in my eyes, the music and the story more than makes up for that.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right, so
Mm.
next game, Sonic and the Secret Rings for the Wii. I've
Okay,
played this
okay,
game.
okay. Oh, and one other thing about '06 is that while Rush was the one that introduced me to Sonic, '06 was the one that got me interested
Right.
in like the lore and shit. Alright, anyways, on the
The
Secret of the Rings.
lore.
I actually played this one as well back when I had a Wii. I fucking bought this at a Best Buy, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I actually really like Secret of
Yeah.
the Rings.
Secret Rings. I mean, the gameplay I think is fine, but I still don't like the fact that you have to unlock better controls as an unlockable. So I
Yeah,
think
that's
that
a
alone
little.
gets it to bottom C. Why
Yeah,
isn't
that's a
that
little.
by
Okay,
default?
so. Okay. So, the theme that you get when you're ending is really good. I actually, aside from that thing you mentioned about unlocking better controls,
Uh huh.
because I didn't finish Secret of the Rings because my Wii broke and it was around the time that they stopped making them.
Yeah.
So,
Very
so I never
unfortunate.
got to finish it. But aside from the unlocking better controls, I actually really liked the gameplay. I thought the art style was cool.
Yeah, art style, I think visually, at least cutscene wise, I think are great. Music, you
Yeah,
got like Let the Speed Mend It, which I think is a really good track.
the, the Seven Rings in
Yeah,
Hand.
Seven Rings in Hands, also good music track. Lore
Personally, I would put
wise,
this. I mean, it's kind of its own story. Like the whole like storybook
yeah, like
thing that
Sonic
they
going into
intended.
like the book of the Arabian
The
Nights or
Aladdin.
whatever. Yeah, with like
Yeah,
Aladdin and Alibaba
yeah.
and the
It was
40
a cool
Thieves.
concept. It was a cool
It
concept. I just
introduced like separate forms, separate from the super form with Darkspine Sonic, which I thought was pretty neat.
Oh yeah, that was really cool. So yeah, personally, I would put this at like mid to low B.
Mid to low B, then I will compromise and make it high C, top of C.
Yeah.
All right, Sonic Riders Zero Gravity.
Uh, this is another one I didn't really play. I saw the opening cutscene for
The
it, though,
opening
and it
cutscene
looked
is pretty
interesting and
good.
fun. Yeah,
I mean, I don't
I
think
might actually make.
I don't think it's as good as the original Sonic Riders, honestly, but I think it's still a fine racing game.
I
I'll put it there.
Yeah, and I like that they at least tried to go like an interesting gameplay route with the zero gravity thing.
Yeah, which I thought was
I think that
neat.
was an interesting concept.
Lore
I don't
wise,
I don't I
introduces
don't
the
know
arc
how
of the
it played out,
Cosmos,
but
I guess. That's about it.
that sounds fun.
Yeah. The only story is like it basically just adds on to, I guess, the ancient Babylonians from Sonic Riders. That's about it.
Yeah.
Just the lore wise. Now, Sonic Unleashed.
Okay.
I'm
Here we
assuming
go.
this is not
So,
the Wii PS2 version, but the 360 PS3 version.
I'm currently playing the Xbox version.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, okay, I've played this game before and I've beaten it. However, it was a while ago and I didn't remember, so I'm currently playing through it again right now.
Oh, nice.
It's as good as I remember.
Mm-hmm.
I I think this is probably the fastest that Sonic has ever gone in this game because like I
Oh
think
yeah, he is fast.
this is the only game this is the only Sonic game I can think of where you can actually outrun the load time of the textures in the background.
Which I think is hilarious. Yeah, no, if you go into like the Hawaii stage, you can literally lag the game because of how fast you can go through the stage.
Yeah.
I think that's just hilarious. So, yeah, gameplay wise, introduced infamous boost mechanic, which boost gameplay, which a lot of people have mixed opinions over.
I actually like how the boost was handled in Unleashed.
So yeah, the
I
boost
really do.
mechanic, pretty decisive. I mean, we still see it today, but I think in
Yeah.
this game it's fine. I think it's pretty fun.
Yeah. The
Introduces
werehog
the werehog. Yeah, the gameplay.
is
I
really
think the
cool.
werehog is fun. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean,
I like
who
that they
doesn't
tried to
love a
go.
hack and slash?
Yeah, I like that they tried to go hack and slash, and I'm glad that they brought that back in Frontiers.
Music is phenomenal. You got endless possibilities. You got all the different
Yeah,
stages.
endless possibilities.
You got all
It's
the
one
other
of those
stages
more
music,
orchestral music. It's one of those, at least as far as I'm concerned, it's one of those games with the more orchestral soundtrack for Sonic, which
which I love the
it's
orchestral
fine.
music, in my opinion.
I prefer the rock and tech. I prefer the rock and techno music when it comes to Sonic, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Um, the the story was really good.
Story is
I
great.
remember
Introduces
really.
concepts of dark Gaia and light Gaia. Gives more lore to the Chaos Emeralds. How they kind
Now
of hold the Earth
I
together or
will.
whatever, or world.
Yeah, and the opening cutscene was phenomenal.
Still like one of the best opening cutscenes in Sonic history is from this game.
Yeah. Now, if there is a gripe that I have about this game,
Uh huh.
it has to do with the werehog levels,
They do tend to
and
drag
even
on
then,
for a
yeah.
while.
And also, I remember when I first played it that they took a while for me to learn to get used to the controls.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I'm replaying it again after all these years, I'm falling back into that,
Yeah.
and it's taken me a while to get used to them again.
But yeah, Unleashed, very good game.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, it's a really good game. I would put it at
I'll
S tier.
say S, but you know what? I'll say above Adventure, but below Adventure 2.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's a really good game. Sonic and the
Yeah.
Black Knight for the next one.
Also, I find it hilarious how Unleashed is basically Sonic teams like, "Hey, '06 was a thing, and we're
Yeah,
sorry.
sorry for this. Like, listen, even though
Here's our
this game is
compensation."
phenomenal, some people reviewed it lower than '06. I'm like, how? People are silly.
I mean, like I said, I really, really, really like '06, and
Yeah.
like Unleashed is great, but like '06 is my number one. Unleashed is like at number two or three.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, so next game, Sonic the Black Knight.
Now, Sonic and the Black Knight. This was another one that I had at Best Buy,
I did have this
and
game
I
too.
never, once again, didn't get to finish it because my Wii broke, and it was around the time that they stopped making Wii's.
Honestly, I don't
I
think
rem-
not too controversial.
I would
I
put
think
this.
gameplay and music better than Sonic and the Sacred Rings, in my opinion.
No, yeah, it is. I would put it at solid high B, low A.
All right, yeah.
That's just me, but also, Night of the Wind was a thing,
Night of the Wind
and
is
it was
pretty
pretty
good.
good.
Story wise, I think it's really good. It's like
Yeah,
Secret Ring.
I
Sonic gets pulled into a different world or whatever.
I
He
find it
becomes King
hilarious how
Arthur or
Sonic.
whatever.
I find it hilarious how Sonic is kind of, sort of responsible for the death of an entire world.
Yeah, kind of. I mean,
That's kind of funny to me.
yeah. Story wise,
Just,
I
just like,
it it was honestly pretty. What's the term I'm looking for the story? Mature, since Sonic helps a woman like cope with death, which I think is a very neat concept.
it also gave us the fight between Super Knight Sonic or whatever that
Oh yeah,
was
Excalibur
called.
Sonic. Yeah. Oh yeah. Also gave us Excalibur Sonic
Yeah,
as another form.
yeah, and it gave one of the most visually appealing fights I think I've seen in a Sonic game, aside from Solaris.
Uh huh.
Because I love the just scale of it.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for those moments in Sonic where it's like it's this tiny hedgehog
Just fighting
that's
a
like about
giant
up to your
kaiju fight
waist.
boss or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
Eldritch
yeah, and I
Beam.
think that's why I enjoy the. Yeah, I think that's why I enjoy the Titan fights so much as well.
All right, next game, Sonic Freeriders. Okay,
I heard that this
I
was
think we're done with this already.
I. This was another one I didn't really play. I don't really know anything about it.
Uh, to put in
From what
perspective,
I've.
you had to use the Xbox Kinect camera to play. Like you had to use your entire body.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
okay. Yep, that's a date.
Should just gave us just a fucking controller, please.
I Yeah, no, I remember
The
the
only
Connect
music I
shit.
can
It
think
was
of is what's the song called? Like Free? I think that's just what it's called or something like Free as the Wind or something. And I think it's kind of mid, that song. Like that's the only song I can think of.
yeah,
And
yeah,
it's like
like
that.
God, the Connect. Ugh.
Yeah. No, all right. Sonic Colors.
Okay, and this is the introduction of the other guy who currently plays Sonic. Um, or voices him, I should say. Okay, so colors. Once again, this is another one where I didn't play it myself, but I watched other people play it. I
Uh-huh.
currently have it for the Switch. I bought it not too long
Oh
ago.
yeah, the
I just
ultimate
haven't had the
version.
time to. Yeah, I
Yeah.
just haven't had the time to pop it in and play it so far.
So
But
yeah.
from what I remember from the like playthroughs that I watched, it looks like a pretty good game.
Yeah, from what I
Like
played,
it's
it's another boost game. It builds off of the Sonic
now
Unleashed formula. I
it
say it does it a bit worse than Unleashed in my opinion.
yeah, it also gave us the Wisps, which is a
Music wise,
thing.
this game is pretty good. You got Reach for the Stars, which is a
Yeah,
great which is a
yeah, it's
great
pretty good.
song.
I
You have some of the
I
stages
have
like
mixed
Asteroid Coaster's music being pretty good, and Planet
yes, like
Wisp's
the
theme
concept.
being good.
Yeah, the Wisps themselves got
Yeah,
introduced in this
story
game, and I have mixed
wise,
feelings.
I mean, introduce a new alien species race, which obviously wasn't new by this point in the
Yeah,
series, since Shadow the Hedgehog had the
and
black
I
arms.
and I have mixed feelings about the Wisps. Because on one hand, I think they're kind of cute, not as cute as the Chow, and definitely not as cute as the Coco. But they're all right. I can see the attempt at trying to make an interesting gameplay mechanic with them. I just feel like it wasn't done very well.
Yeah, I mean, I say like lore wise, they are pretty neat. I guess
Yeah,
just a random alien
like
species that can just give Sonic a bunch
like
of random powers.
Yeah, like the Wisps were an attempt, and I do applaud it for it because I can at
Yeah.
least see where they were trying to go. But aside from the Wisps, I actually thought that was not too bad.
So
I'd put it at B is where I would probably
mid
put it.
B. I
Yeah,
was. You know what? You know what? Yeah. We'll put it above. We'll put above Black
I
Knight.
probably wouldn't put it. All right.
I say that's fair.
Okay.
Now
Generations.
Generations. Now this game,
I is
I
con-
like this
this
game.
game confuses me. Yeah, I like this. I like it from a gameplay perspective and a concept. The story confuses me.
Story is a bit simple. It's not groundbreaking, but like you still obviously have
Well, okay,
the
so
kaiju eldritch big bad
okay
guy thing,
now
whatever.
now something worth noting is that this was for like a Sonic anniversary thing,
Yep.
so story wasn't really that much of a priority when they were making it.
Yeah, it was just if anything, it was just more fan service than
Yeah, which is
anything.
not bad.
Yeah, which is not a bad
As a guy, yeah, as a guy who plays Senran Kagura, I can tell you that
thing.
The fan service is
Who doesn't
this
love
is
some
not
fan
bad.
service?
Yeah, I'm sure there's some Sonic people out there who would love some Rouge fan service. Weirdos, fucking
That's a
weirdos.
bat.
Anyways, I yeah. Also, I think she's like fucking like 17.
She's
I
either
don't
like
know.
17 or 18. I listen.
I'd probably say 17,
That's the
given
one
the
thing you don't
ages
get
of
with
the
this
rest.
game, with this Sonic lore, is the ages. Or at least not
Yeah,
consistent.
they're all like as far as I'm aware, I think they're all like teenagers or something. Aside
Yeah,
from Tails, I think he's like 10.
I,
But
I think he's like 8 in some games. Which
I think currently he's like 10, maybe
maybe
11.
yeah.
Uh, so
Gameplay wise,
generations.
classic Sonic
I
gameplay, not as
really
good as
think
Sonic 3 or Sonic 2 classic Sonic, but modern
I
Sonic,
I
I
think I
think gameplay wise, modern Sonic's better than how he plays in Unleashed, honestly.
I'd probably put him like right underneath Unleashed,
Right
but
underneath
that's just me.
Unleashed. Yeah,
Now I will
see that.
say, I will say, this game has my favorite drift animation for modern Sonic.
The drift animation is pretty cool.
This,
Music? Oh, we can't even really
yeah,
rank
no,
it on
I don't
music.
know
It's just
why.
it's all the other music from these games.
Yeah, I don't know why. There's something about him curling into a spin dash to drift that just is visually appealing to
It
me.
does make
I don't know why,
sense.
but yeah, no, there wasn't really much for music in this
I
game,
mean,
was
if
there?
anything, it was just
Because it's just
remixed
other
music,
things.
which I mean was still pretty good. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. It's just I don't know
Well,
why
I
they
mean, you
didn't.
could
I don't
probably
know
make
why
that.
they didn't make like a unique theme for the game at least.
No, I mean, well, yeah, I will give that. That's one thing I will give a certain game later down the line. Okay. Anyway.
Sonic Lost World Wii U game,
This is a D because it's basically just Mario.
but is that a bad thing?
When it comes to being a Sonic game, I would say yes.
Mm,
Because
I
I
guess.
like my Sonic games to be high octane and fast as fuck.
Now
And this was not that.
I will make a case for Lost World. Gameplay wise, you get like an interesting parkour mechanic where you can like somersault and like wall jump and wall run off of like walls and stuff, which does make for some unique platforming at points. Um,
Eh,
wait, and like
once again, seems more like a Mario thing.
and interestingly, I did find it interesting when like thinking back on this game actually recently, how for like the run button you had to press a button to run, which is
Yeah,
like
it
similar to
just
the boost, but like you don't have a boost gauge so you can run infinitely. And it's kind of similar
like
how
this
it's
whole
similar to how it works in Frontiers actually, with how you press a button to like run really fast, but you're not invincible because of it. Which I know, I just found kind of interesting
I, I don't
how this
I
is
don't
like
know. It's just like
kind of predecessor to
like I'm not saying that
Frontiers
Mario is
in a
a
way.
bad thing. I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't pride myself on making Sonic more like Mario. It's
Yeah,
just,
I can see that.
eh.
Lore
Because
wise and story
the whole
wise,
time, I was playing Lost World, I felt like I was playing like a Sonic version of a bizarre mix of Mario Wii and Mario Galaxy.
I can
Which
see
again,
that.
is
Yeah,
not a bad thing. It's just that's not really what I'm looking for in a Sonic game.
yeah.
That's just my opinion.
No, yeah, I can see
You
that.
know.
So story and lore wise,
Also,
introduces the
they
Lost
made
Hex.
also they made Sonic like extra shonen in this one, which is
I like extra Shonen Sonic. I don't know. Um, it introduces the Deadly
uh,
Six as characters, which I mean they really only use Zavok now. Which I mean at least they're still using them, I guess. Um, I say we put them
I was
above
about to say they
Raiders.
only ever used them again in. I was about to say they only ever used them again in Forces, but then I remembered that there's a line in Frontiers
Yep.
where he mentions Zavok.
And it's like, yeah, that's about all you get from story. I mean, they don't use the Chaos Emeralds in the story at all, which I don't know. I found it to be a little weird.
This was during an age where the Chaos Emeralds weren't really given a whole lot of attention
Well, it was kind of weird because
in
like
Sonic games.
because like Unleashed, like gave massive focus to Chaos Emeralds. Colors, not at all.
Yeah,
Generations, yeah, they gave them kind of a bit of a focus. This game, no again. So they keep going up, down at this point, which I think is weird.
yeah,
But yeah, I say
and
top of
then
D
okay,
is fair for this game.
and speaking of like weird focuses on the Chaos Emeralds, I feel like the Chaos Emeralds would have been a pretty good way to counter some of the shit in this game that
Man, I'm
we're
just
currently
saying.
doing now.
The one thing I wanted from Lost World is that.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about Lost World. I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
about the next one that's
Oh
up.
yeah, but for Lost World, I wanted a giant Savok versus Supersonic fight. That would have been cool. Since I do
Eh,
remember him going big in like one of the
gigantic
fights.
Zavok. Yeah, he was just basically just a Bowser fight
He
when you
is
think about
Sonic's
it.
Bowser. He's a Sonic Bowser. All right,
Uh,
we go
although I will
into.
say
Hmm. Yeah.
I will before we get into forces, I do want to say this. I
Uh,
do want to thank you because now you've put the hilarious image of my head of just a gigantic Zavok popping out of the lava, fighting against the Supersonic with fucking undefeatable in the background.
you know what? Modders, put Zavok's model over Gigantamo,
Yes,
please. I
get,
want that.
get get to work. Get to work.
Please. Work on that.
Yeah.
Sonic Forces. This is a decisive game. And we're not even into like the weird spin-offs yet.
Okay, so there are concepts and forces that I think could have
I
worked if
think
they
are
were done a
great.
bit
I
better.
think like the
So
concepts and ideas
again,
are fantastic in this game.
okay, so again, much like with Generations, the story wasn't given that much attention because it was an anniversary game.
Yeah.
So that's something to take into consideration. Okay, now I will say, gameplay, I will at least applaud them for making Sonic a bit faster again than he was in Lost World.
Yeah, that is true.
Uh,
You gotta play as your
the
own
Avatar
like
stages,
avatar character with like unique weapons or whatever,
yeah.
which I thought was pretty cool. And the
Which
customization alone
okay,
you got
I
with
have
that was amazing, in my opinion.
yeah. So okay, so here's my thing with the gameplay. I thought modern Sonic was all right. There was a bit too much homing attack shit, in my personal opinion, but it
Uh huh.
is what it is. Um, the classic Sonic stages, I wasn't really a fan of, which is
Since
not
yeah,
really
classic Sonic
a
in this
good
game
thing
has like
because, like,
weirder
what?
physics than he does in Generations.
Yeah, and like, while I may not have played a lot of the older '90s side-scroller Sonics, like the classic games,
Yeah.
I play a little bit of them, and I did enjoy them. I didn't really get a whole lot of that playing classic Sonic and Forces. Now, the Avatar stages are also a bit weird for me because I like the whole like the grappling hook thing. The Wispons, I have a bit of a mixed opinion about because there are some that I like and some that I dislike.
Yeah. I mean, I say it's a cool way to
And
use the wisps as like they're just like guns now. Honestly.
yeah, that is kind of hilarious how we basically freed the Wisps just to enslave them as our weapons.
But listen, they're okay with that because they're on the side of good, so they're chill.
Apparently,
Apparently.
apparently slavery is good so long as it's on the side of not the first
So
guy
yeah,
who enslaved
story
you.
wise,
Apparently.
it adds more to the
Okay,
Phantom
so
Ruby
story.
from Mania, which
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the story is another thing I had mixed opinions about.
who
I have
doesn't
both
like
good and
another
bad opinions about.
magical gem MacGuffin?
So I Infinite.
Then we go on to
I
what is
thought he
attached
was.
to the Phantom Ruby, and that is Infinite.
Yeah.
I love his
Okay.
design.
So Infinite. I love his design as well. And I thought his concept was cool. And as much as I don't really like to admit it, I do think that Sonic Team was correct in saying that he may be the strongest opponent that Sonic has
As
gone
like
up
ever
against,
fought.
considering the fact that he can create anything using the Phantom Ruby. Meaning that if he had the proper knowledge, he could probably make like 1,000 like Dark Gaias, Bio Lizards, and that's Sonic 06 not been retconned. Even Solaris.
Right?
And like that concept is cool, but they did nothing with it. And also they completely broke him. And I think he was holding back the whole time because there is not a chance in hell that base Sonic could have beaten Solaris.
I mean, I don't
And
know,
like
man. Power of friendship with your
and and,
OC.
and like and evidently this power of friendship is bullshit. But like it's but like it was a cool concept. Also, they did nothing with null space, which is a little infuriating.
Yeah.
Now,
Now, for the story, I feel like yeah, I guess you can make an argument for Lost World not needing to use the Chaos Emerald since it's just like some weird random side
and
adventure. But this game had
and
all
there's
the reason to
also
use the Chaos Emeralds in the story.
yes, they would have been the perfect counter to the Phantom Ruby. Okay, so there's also
Infinite gets
another thing I
powered
want
up
to
by
bring
a
up.
gem. Sonic gets powered up by gems to fight the guy powered
There
up by a gem.
and and there are two other things that I want to bring up. The first of which being Episode Shadow, which they could have done so much with.
At
That could have
least
been
it's
like
free
an entire
DLC. At least it was
yes, it could
free.
have been an entire yeah, but it was. Is it really like even if it's free? Is it really enough? Because it was 3 fucking missions. You could have made a DLC that was an entire story
That
in
is
of
true,
itself
yeah.
with that. Actually, now that I think about it, there's 3 things I want to bring up. The next is the fact that it's Eggman actually succeeds in taking over the world,
Eggman
and
does win in this game.
you could have made a game out of that in of itself. You could make like a prequel game about that. Because like all we ever see about that is it's just a fucking like text on a screen and not even a stylized one. It's like you
I
could have
mean,
made a
you
you could
do
make a
see it
prequel
in
game
the
with that.
background of the stages. You see like
Yeah, but
the
even
giant
then, it's not even
robots and like
anything.
bullets shooting at the robots wherever while they're destroying buildings or
That's
whatever.
another.
Which
That's
like yeah, I
another
feel like
thing.
it should
He's
have been
just
a dedicated cutscene to show like how he
yeah.
controlled the world. But, like
Which
at least it's in the
well,
stages.
and there's also the fact like what the fuck happened to the idea of Eggman Land? Like all he seems interested in is just destroying shit. But like, I feel like you probably could make Eggman Land or some sort of like a Metropolis, whatever that one area was
Apparently
called.
that was
Like,
what like the Metropolis city was. That was like his city that he made, but like
could have at least
I was
like,
surprised to hear that because I'm like, why isn't his face plastered on everything?
yeah, yeah, like where's the unadulterated narcissism associated with him?
He's a
And
narcissist.
the third thing I wanted to bring up was, fuck, I got so sidetracked with the other things I forgot. uh, it had something to do with the Avatar. It's
Oh,
something to do
like
with that. I don't
did
know
they
what
not
it
have
was.
like a did you think that they could have had like more personality or
No, it wasn't really that. It's just it was there was something that I was going to bring up, and now I don't remember.
well, I mean, I did
Okay.
love the
Now,
customization of the avatar.
yeah, I did enjoy that too. Um, I oh, they probably could have, since you had like avatars and whatnot. They probably could have made like an online co-op mode, but I that no,
Maybe. Yeah.
that's not really a gripe. That's just like an idea that they probably could have done.
Yeah.
Um,
My thing with like Forces,
now
it's like yeah, I think the story is fine, but like they had like pieces for a good story, but they just didn't
there's
fully use
yeah
them.
they had oh yeah fucking no, never mind. I completely forgot. I I was about to say they brought back like chaos and shit, and I remember no Phantom Ruby. That's not real.
Yeah, it's Phantom Ruby.
But they could have at least made a boss fight out of that. That would have been cool.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, Chaos Zero should have gotten his own boss fight.
yeah. Now I will say this. So, like I said, their concepts I think could have worked had they been executed better.
Uh-huh.
The music, however, I thought was really good. Not S
Oh yeah,
tier, but definitely A.
music is pretty good. Like it was music
Yeah,
like A tier music. I thought
yeah.
the music was
So,
great.
like, personally, I would put this at like it, taking the music into consideration. I'd probably put it at like a mid to low B.
Yeah,
But that's
yeah.
just me.
I was thinking top of C or low B, honestly.
Yeah.
So we'll put it at low B. So now
Okay.
we go into
Now,
like
do we want to?
spin-offs.
Okay, okay. But here's the question I want to ask. So you talked about adding something like post edit where we rank frontiers.
All right,
Do we
yeah.
want to do that before we get into spin-offs or after?
Eh, I guess we could do it now. Whatever.
Yeah, because I mean it's a timeline game, so like why the fuck not?
All right, Sonic Frontiers S tier. I'll just edit the picture of it being
Yeah,
an S tier. Thank you.
yeah. I mean, should we talk about how it's S tier
You know
just
what?
to
Yeah, sure.
provide some
Let's
more
talk
content?
about it.
Yeah,
Music wise, it's
because
got some
oh
great
yeah,
music. Great,
yeah. It's okay.
great
Yeah.
music.
So you either have chill as shit when you're just roaming around the world. You have like and then you got the two styles of cyberspace, which is just like
Cyberspace music's pretty
chill,
good.
just kind of yeah. Like you got the two versions of the cyberspace music. You have the cyberspace music that's just kind of a chill vibe, and then you've got the fucking raves.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get into I would consider it a new music style for Sonic, where instead of going rock, they just go full on screamo,
I love
and
this.
it's
I love
fucking
screaming music, in
awesome.
my opinion.
Yeah, the Titan themes are
It's
fucking
adrenaline
awesome.
pumping.
Yes, and the fights themselves with the Titans are
Some of the
okay.
greatest supersonic
Okay,
fights in the series.
let's okay. So we'll keep it at music for now, and then we'll talk about the fights when we get to the
Yeah.
gameplay segment. On the other subject of music, Big's theme is just a mood.
I love Big's theme.
It's just a vibe. Yeah, it's just a vibe.
Yeah. So,
It's just chill,
story-wise,
efficient.
going on to
Oh
story,
yeah, story
adds
is
way
awesome.
more lore to the
The
Chaos Emeralds origins, to them,
I think it's the
uh,
most. I think it's the most lore they've added in a single game, like
which is, like,
ever.
insane, yeah.
Yeah,
Introduces
at
the
least in regards to
Ancients,
the
which
chaos
is,
ones.
like the predecessors of the Chow or whatever. I think is cool. Adds Sage
Yeah,
as a character. Made Eggman a more like relatable like just person,
yeah. I love
which I
Dad
love that.
Eggman.
I love
You
Dadman.
want okay. You want to know what I absolutely would love in the next Sonic game?
Mm-hmm.
So they keep Sage and they keep Eggman as being like the dad type of thing, but it's sort of like a Gru situation where like he loves being a dad, but they're still kind of like evil in a
Just
sense.
evil children.
Yeah, no, it's basically like he's a proud dad and he's doting on his daughter, especially when she does something like world domination, like mustache twirling type stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's basically like keep him as like this like kind of hilarious narcissistic like villain as he always has, but like just add the proud dad stuff
Yeah.
on
Just
top of
make him
that.
just like a
Just like
normal dad on his days off or something. I don't know.
yeah, and whenever Sage does something that helps him take over the world, he's just like, "Oh, I'm so proud of you, my darling daughter."
Yeah.
And also, I want there to be like a big brother like relationship between Sage and Metal.
That would be funny.
That'd be
I would
awesome.
love that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
It'd be cute.
Uh, Now, getting back onto the story of Frontiers, another thing I really like is it went back to being like a sort of darker story,
Oh yeah.
and I love that with Sonic. I don't know why.
We
I
love
fucking
mature
love it.
stories with Sonic.
Yeah, and I will say the guy who voices Sonic right now, he definitely stepped up his acting, his voice acting.
Oh yeah.
It makes me feel like he had the chops the entire time. He just wasn't given a
Yeah, Roger
he
Craig
just wasn't
Smith.
really given a good yeah, he just wasn't really given a good script up until Frontiers, and that's when he really got to flex.
Yeah.
That's when he really got to show his like range when it comes to voice acting.
Oh yeah, totally.
Also, thank you for reminding me of the name. I could not remember for the life of
Nah,
me.
you're good, you're good.
Uh, like the only name that was popping in was Jason Griffith.
But it was not his role.
Yeah, unfortunately. Also, okay, and now we can talk about the
That was
gameplay.
gameplay.
Now,
I think the open world's great. It's fun just to
yeah, the open
run really
world is good.
fast through like a
Wasn't
huge open world in
wasn't
like
there?
2 seconds.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't there an open world in Black Knight or like a quasi open world? I don't remember.
No, Black Knight just had like a map selector.
Okay, I thought there was like a thing where it was kind of like quasi open world, but apparently not.
You might be thinking of
Um,
Unleash
maybe.
with that one.
Well, no, because I remember seeing like something that kind of looked open worldish on the back of the Black Knight box.
Hmm.
At least I thought that's what it was. Maybe not. Anyways, I really like the open world.
Having like the
Going back to
combat
the
like combo moves with Sonic,
yeah,
I think are pretty
they went
cool.
back to hack and slash. They went back to hack and slash basically, and they improved on what the on that concept
Yeah.
that they did in Unleashed.
Which I say
Also,
it did it better since like the special moves are way
oh no,
easier to execute than in Unleashed.
well, also it's just better in general, in my opinion. Cyberspace levels are. I
Yeah, they're
have
fine. I like them.
on the whole, I think they're great. There are like a few individual ones that I do have a little bit of issue with, but
Yeah.
on the whole, I think they're fine. Um, I do kind of think that it was a bit of a not the smartest move to have you be able to just bypass the cyberspace levels by just going to big and fishing for a fuck ton of hours. Um,
Yeah, I could see that.
which I do like fishing with big because it's just like it's a moment of
You do
chill.
get a fish as big. They brought back fishing from Adventure, which is insane. They just
I
made it
didn't even
way more
remember
easier and
that
fun.
fishing was a thing in Adventure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Um.
because he played as big.
Yeah. And then the boss fights. Now we can talk about
Boss
them.
fights are peak,
Yes. Like,
except
dude,
for the
come
final
on.
boss. Sadly,
Yeah. It was a bit of a letdown.
but I'm sure that issue
Do we
will
want to
be
talk about?
resolved when the last update comes out. And I'm sure by this video, when this video comes out,
Do
that will have come out. So,
Do we
post
want
me
to
can
talk about?
give my thoughts on update 3. Here.
Yeah.
Alrighty, hello. This is post me. If you couldn't tell, this video was recorded like months, way back when. Uh, yeah, update 3 for Frontiers has been out, and in my personal opinion, with the update, uh, I think Frontiers deserves an S plus tier. So yeah, there's me. Also, I guess while I'm here, I can talk about Sonic Superstars since that's been out for a bit now. I think it's good. Yeah. You can put it in like at least top of B, low A, in my opinion for Sonic Superstars. So yeah, take it back to like several months past me. All right,
Do we
thank you,
want
Postman.
to talk about? Yeah. Do we want to talk about the boss fights individually, or
I
because
say
like
I say we can
we
lump them all together.
because like there's like individual little varieties in
I
them.
guess, yeah,
Like the core concept is the same, but they're like
yeah.
kind of like little details that are different.
I do like how
Because
Supersonic controls pretty much as like base Sonic. The game just doesn't
yeah,
throw a random new
I
like control
will.
scheme on you.
Yeah, I will say this. The one thing I will say about the gameplay is I constantly forget that you can parry. I'm always forgetting that you can do
Bro,
that.
you gotta hold down the two bumpers, bro. You gotta parry.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that that's even a mechanic.
I learned that. I had
Um,
to learn that one the hard way when I beat the game in extreme mode.
I did kind of like the only games that I really thought were like tedious in any way, and even then it wasn't. I didn't really think of it that much as tedious. Mostly had to do with was it Kronos Island? No, it was Ares. Yeah, I think it was Ares Island, the desert one
Oh
with
yeah,
Knuckles.
Ares.
Those were the only Those were the only like mini games that I thought were like slightly, like ever so slightly tedious.
Yeah.
And even, like I said, I didn't even think it. I like that they brought pinball back.
Yeah, pinball for like one area.
Yeah, it definitely needed to be only one area because there did come a point where I'm like, okay, this is like a little.
Yeah, bro, because
Now
I remember like the
the
point
only
requirement was like 1 million or something ridiculously
yeah
high like
it
that.
yeah it was pretty high. The only reason why it wasn't that I I didn't really have much of an issue with it, but that's because like whenever I go to an arcade, like if I'm not really feeling like earning tickets or anything, I'm probably just playing pinball.
Yeah.
Like skee ball or pinball are like the only two I ever really play at an arcade. So like I already have some extensive experience in pinball. So that's neat.
Yeah.
Also I found the controls to be of the pinball to be similar to the Peach Ball from Cinder and Kagura, which is basically a Cinder and Kagura pinball.
No, alright, nice, nice.
So it's weird how much those two fandoms seem like they should go together.
Apparently.
Not yet. Like there's like a whole like subreddit about it where people talk about like why these two franchises, funnily enough, work.
That's funny.
Thankfully, there's no like. Thankfully, there's no like romantic stuff involved because I mean it's like animals and
Good.
humans. There's not that's not really like yeah, it happened once in Sonic 06, but thankfully everybody thought
Listen,
that was a bad idea,
we
and
don't we
therefore
don't
they were
talk
just never
about
into their
we don't talk about
yeah,
that.
and therefore that particular subreddit is like yeah, we're gonna stay away from human loving relationships because that was a bad idea last time it happened.
Which is
Um,
fair.
it's, I think I actually showed you. Did I show you that one? Yes, I did because you and I were laughing our asses off because I showed you that one Sonic and Thunder Tiger fanfiction,
Oh
the one
yeah,
with all
the
the
the one
terrible,
with the custom made images.
yeah, with like the Photoshop. Not nearly as funny as the Mario one because I remember that's the one where it had
Dude,
you on
I
the
remembered
floor.
having
But
to take
like,
some ibuprofen because of the headache I was getting, like midway
dude,
through that one.
the fucking pause you gave when we landed on the image of Haruka, like fucking fantasizing about dominating Luigi.
Like while in the shower or something. I'm like, bro.
Yeah,
I'll
and
throw
also
up
the
the
one
image if
where
I can find it, but just to
yeah, no,
tell whatever, show everyone
I
what we're
can.
talking about.
Hell,
But
I can even send you the link to that
thank you,
one.
dude.
And just like it was, I to this day I can't help but think if that person had added Luigi or not Luigi had added Daisy as one of the characters that went with Mario, I feel like the second that anybody starts showing any sort of interest in Luigi, she would just start fucking throwing hands.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? How did we get from Sonic to this?
Dude, I don't know, but I'm
Uh,
down for the ride.
no, yeah. So, anyways,
So
yeah.
yeah,
Frontiers.
Frontiers S tier at bare minimum.
I have, like I said, like the only gripe I can really think of is the very last boss fight, and
But from what I
also
can tell with
and
the
also
final
like
update, they're gonna fix that. So yay!
yeah, and also like a few individual cyberspace levels.
Yeah, but like as a whole, I think they're fun.
Yeah. Oh, and I forgot the best part. They brought back the soap shoes.
They did bring back the soap shoes as a customizable
They
thing, which is cool.
they brought it back as like a pre-order thing, and it kind of made me
Or
sad
something,
because I
yeah.
didn't pre-order it. I hear that at some point they're probably going to put them back in one of the updates. I don't know.
Maybe.
I heard rumors, but that's all I can go off of.
Give us more
I hope they
customizable
do.
options, please.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot you could customize in colors, couldn't you?
Well, in Colors Ultimate, you can. They added that in Ultimate, not in the original
Ah,
Wii.
okay. Yeah.
So now we go
Got
into
it.
the fun world of Sonic spin-offs. Sonic
Okay.
Chronicles.
So, okay, there is one spin-off that's not on this list because technically speaking, it's not an actual Sonic game made by Sega. I
Uh-huh.
think you know where I'm going with this.
Oh no.
Where do we want to rank Final Fantasy Sonic X?
Dude, A at least.
Yeah, probably A. I
There you
now
go.
if we're doing individual episodes, X6 is S tier. Like, let's be honest here.
Well, fair enough, fair enough. Alright, we're going to
Like,
official.
did I?
We're starting with Chronicles, bro. Why do we have to start with this one?
I don't know this one.
Okay, so think of it as like the gameplay is like a turn-based RPG, but like it gets
Actually,
really tedious by like the second chapter of the story.
okay, okay. So, uh,
Music is
turn-based.
honestly this is the only Sonic
Now,
game with like bad music in my opinion.
when when you say turn-based RPG, are we talking like sort of like Pokemon type stuff?
Yeah, kind of like Pokemon, but like you have like a party, of
Yeah.
like numerous people out at the same
Okay,
time.
so kind of like the older Final Fantasy games.
Yeah,
Got it.
basically,
Um,
but with like
I
touch control since it's on the DS.
yeah, I actually while turn-based RPGs aren't my number one pick for a video game, I do play them on occasion.
Uh huh.
So maybe I would have found it fun.
Mhm.
I don't know
Fair enough. Fair enough.
if it really is that tedious by like chapter two, then at least I'll find the
Yeah, I mean,
chapter
like
one
at
fun.
least
At least,
you'll at least like you unlock, I guess, different characters by then, but like the gameplay's still pretty much the same. Lore wise,
yeah.
I mean, you get like the ancient Echidna people or whatever, like an ancient Echidna tribe or whatever, which
Yeah.
I guess is kind of neat.
So,
Game ends in like a
some of this.
cliffhanger where Eggman
Wait.
wins or something.
So, so the spin-offs are kind of like a Sonic X situation where like parts of it are canon. Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I mean, there's nothing saying
Okay.
Sonic Chronicles is outright non-canon, but I just think this is just like a different timeline.
Yeah.
But yeah, I say above Free Riders, but below Lost World.
If it's, I'd probably put it at like high D because, like I said, I'm actually not. I actually do kind of like turn-based RPGs on
Fair enough.
occasion.
All right, so now we got
That's
Sonic
me.
All Stars Racing.
Okay,
I played
so
this game.
I've not played. I've not, but I have played the other one.
Oh, Transformed.
Yeah, I played the shit out of that one on the PS Vita, and boy, let me tell you, that was a fun time.
Oh, bro, the three
It's
sixty
like,
PS3 one is way
uh,
better than the Vita one. Trust me.
well, the Vita one was the only one I could get because I got it like in the middle of moving across the country. I was in California at the time, and it was
Mm-hmm.
like all of the shit in our house that got packed up and it was moving all the way to North Carolina. We were in a hotel in California at the time, so like the Vita one was the only one I could grab.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but even then, like the Vita one was really good. I enjoyed
Yeah.
playing it. I played
So
the
this
shit out of it.
fun racing
There was
game.
one friend of mine. There was one friend of mine who is like an absolute champion at Mario Kart. And when they saw that this was basically Sonic Mario Kart, they were like, "All right, yeah, I'll challenge you to a duel." And he owed me $20 at the end of that.
The money match? You did a money match with this game? That's insane.
Yes, I did. He still has not given me that $20 to this
Bro,
day.
you got robbed.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I say it's fun. Story, there is no story. It's just a spin-off game.
yeah, it's
We
just
weren't really ever expecting a story.
yeah,
Gameplay's
it's
really
just
fun
Sonic
though.
racing in a car.
You know,
Yeah,
you see like I and Beat from Jet Set Radio and stuff.
yeah,
So which is just fun. So I say first game goes like mid B, but like second game goes like mid A
yeah.
because you get to play as Danica Patrick and Wreck-It Ralph in this one.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, Wreck-It Ralph's
I forgot
canon to
about that actually.
Sonic, I guess technically.
Yeah, I still wonder why they did that, but hey.
I don't know why. But alright, Sonic Spinball.
It's basically just Sonic Pinball. It's literally called Spinball. It has
It's
pinball in the name. We
Spinball.
just had Nest at the beginning.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've not played this one, but I'm really good at pinball, and I played the shit out of Cinnamon Kagura Peach Ball,
Yeah.
and since it's basically just a pinball uh, game, I feel like I would enjoy this one. And I've actually heard that it plays pretty similar to Peach Ball, so
I
why not?
mean, I played it. It kind of just
I
like pinball, but like you get
and I
some
really
like
and I really
platforming
like pinball
elements.
machines, so I really like pinball machines, so I'd probably put it like probably low C, maybe above
We'll
Sonic
see.
4.
You know what? Yeah, I'll put it below Sonic 4. Sonic Pinball Party. It's just a better pinball game than Sonic Spinball.
Yeah. What the fuck is Sonic Drift? I've
Oh,
never heard of that.
oh, you never heard of the Game Gear games? It's like a handheld 8-bit system that Sega made.
Oh.
So yeah,
Oh, I have heard of the Game
this
Gear
is a
actually.
racing game. You get a race. This was
Because
like
Metal Gear.
think
Oh, so this was the first Sonic racing game. In terms of
I
spin-offs, I mean.
I'm pretty sure this came out before Sonic R.
Well, no, so
Because there's
because
no
like
way
Sonic.
it didn't.
No, I mean I of the spin-offs. I meant.
Okay, yeah, fair.
Yeah, like because like obviously that's before All Stars. Yeah, I like a good racing game. Not sure how good I'd be at it in 8-bit. I feel like that would make me a little weirder, but
You don't get a lot of you
pretty good.
can't see really that far ahead of you, but like I think it's fine. So I say we just put him
Yeah,
at like yeah, I say we just C.
yeah.
C's fine.
Okay,
Sonic
now
Boom Rise of
what I'm
Lyric.
okay. So here's what I'm going to say. I absolutely despise this game, but I'm going
Same.
to put it. No. Hear me out. I'm going to put it at S, and
S.
let me tell you why I'm going to put it at S. Because this shit gave us the Sonic Boom TV show, and that shit was fucking hilarious. Yeah,
How about
Knuckles is a
that?
feminist. That's what we.
There we go. Perfect. It gets its own tier. How about that? Just go watch the TV show.
We should call that tier Knuckles is a feminist.
Knuckles feminist. And then last we got the mobile game, Sonic Dash, Boom version of Sonic Dash, and Sonic Jump. I played Sonic Dash. I mean, it's fine. It's just an endless runner game. That's about it.
Well, like Temple Run.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I'd probably put those at D. I'm not really the biggest fan of mobile
Sonic
games
Jump's
in
just
general.
like it's an endless jumper. You just go up forever.
Yeah, I've heard.
They're
Games like
harmless,
yeah.
but yeah. This is the final tier list. So yeah,
This is the definitive tier list.
definitive
from
tier list.
Sega.
Any other opinion that you hear is wrong from ours. All right.
Yes,
So if
we are
if
sponsored
anyone says
by-
some weird shit like this,
we were
they're wrong.
we were hired by Sega to make an official tier list.
Bro, I'm Yuji
This
Naka.
is it. Yeah, this is it. This is Sega's
Yeah.
official tier list.
Yeah.
Anyone else is a fucking idiot.
Exactly.
It's because who better to rank Sonic video games than a couple of
Than
idiots online?
Sonic nerds. Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah. Any game that you thought that we should have put higher or lower, put it down in the comments. I may or may not read them. But do it anyways. Engagement's good.
I don't give a shit what you say. 06 is perfect.
Man, 06, we unironically put that in A. But only
Yeah,
because it's a buggy mess.
And I'm not ashamed of it because I fucking love that story and the music. And it
You know what?
gave
Yeah,
me
that
fucking
is
silver. Thank you.
that is fair.
Thank you, Sega. Anyways.
So yeah, I hope y'all liked the video and cursed you with knowledge because of a certain anime girl fantasizing about Luigi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And also, post-divine, be sure to edit pictures of Frontiers and Final Fantasy
Don't
Sonic
worry.
X somewhere.
I will make sure to edit this. I hope I remember.